Oh, hi there. I'm going to talk to you today about my understanding of what the internet police are and what they can do. I don't know everything about them, or much about them actually. Most people don't. It's not exactly something you can learn about. I have seen a few Facebook posts where they say they're monitoring what you like on Facebook or what you do on YouTube or whatever, and that they can record you on your iPhone, your voice, or take a picture of you. They know where you are because of the GPS. So for most people it would be a good idea not to own an iPhone. I own one. I don't use it for much other than occasionally I do cam photos or cam videos of TV shows or whatever to illustrate a point on whatever forum I want. I think that's okay. It's not really copyright infringement because it's kind of a gray area, but whatever. Anyway, the internet police, they're bad news. They're bureaucrats, spineless bureaucrats. They can stick their nose in your business and you don't even know what they're doing or if they're even paying attention to you. But they most certainly are, especially if you show any interesting qualities or anything. I mean, a lot of people don't have very interesting internet accounts. They don't get up to much, they don't do much, they don't download much, or they think they can get away with downloading what they do, but you can't really. They know. Yeah, the internet police, it doesn't matter if you have something on anonymous or on private message. They can look back on any of your files whenever they want. I mean, granted, most people in the Western world use the internet, so they're not going to catch everybody, but they try. And they have software that determines when someone's a person of interest, or when they've detected that they've pirated videos, for example, or there was that guy who was dressed up in the Joker outfit and was threatening to kill Muslims, who was on the TV a few months ago. Yeah, I think he was from Quebec or something. I forget his name. Well, that's not really important. But, yeah, there was also that kid on the bus who had a knife in his hand, and that cop shot him or fired 11 bullets in his general direction, and a few of them hit him, and he died. And then they looked up on his phone first thing and determined that he was looking up ways to commit suicide. Now you have no idea if that's true or not. The cops could have just planted that evidence because they like protecting their own. I mean, the kid was wielding a knife. I think it was a small knife, but whatever. That's just a dumb thing to do. He may have looked up suicide, as the cops said, and it may have been death by cop, which is possible, but I don't think it's true. Couldn't be certain. I wasn't there, so I don't know. Yeah, and I also believe that the internet police are responsible for a lot of the trolling that goes on the internet. And trolling can mean different things to different people. To me, it means somebody who is obsessive compulsive about whatever subject it is they're talking about. They seem to know everything about it because they went to school for it or whatever, however they learned it. And they act like they're always right, and anyone who disagrees with them is always wrong. And they got their rhetoric and their dogma, and they're able to come up with irrefutable points. But I like picking holes in their arguments, as I did with the vegetarian or veganism video, because I have noticed certain things about them. And you get them on all sorts of forums, these types of trolls. And I think they work for the government, and they just want to put out a certain image or a certain idea, and they want to be committed to that idea so that nobody can contradict them. Because I hate it when people go and act like nobody can contradict them. And I've seen a few vegetarian or vegans really pull a hissy fit when you don't agree with them. And they're not that smart. Like, I can pick apart most arguments, and I don't even have to know all the facts. Like, I can just note that something's not quite right or something doesn't make sense. And especially when they got supposedly video evidence of hardcore veganism. One case in point with a veganism video was they said they killed male chicks the day they're born. Now, a lot of people believe that, but the video clip they showed, which I could provide a link for if someone wanted to see it, not that it's a pleasant video, and not that I would show it to anybody. I don't even think about that sort of stuff most of the time. But anyway, they were saying they were picking out male chicks as they were coming onto the conveyor belt. And the thing is, most of them were not being picked out. And they were being picked out so fast that you couldn't tell anything about them. Like, they all looked the same. So that I pointed out as being a little bit of botched evidence, because it came from a snippet of a documentary, and I went, that doesn't look right. Something about it doesn't ring true. And not to mention, they picked the worst places possible for animal abuse to show. And they like to show it over and over again. And I made the point of, why would you have this stuff on hand if you don't like it? Like, I don't like it, so I don't have it on hand. I'm not going to go showing it to people. They want to go look for it themselves. They're more than welcome to. I'm talking about it because that's the point of the internet trolls and their obsessive compulsiveness on how they talk to you on the internet. That's one aspect of it. Veganism is a whole can of worms. You need to do some research before you really make a concrete decision. The internet police do other things too. Not sure quite what that is. They might be compiling evidence about you, profiling you, judging you from the shadows, like little creeps that they are. Like, I'm a very open book. I'll tell anybody anything about myself. And I think that more people should be like that, because what's there to be afraid of? Anyway, yeah, I wish some internet troll would try and cyberbully me. I'd find it entertaining. There's not much they can say or do that would offend me. Now, saying that, there are some things that would offend me and would offend anybody. The computer programs that are available to buy limit exactly what you can and can't do on the internet. But if you know some tricks about photography or anything like that, or digital editing or anything, then you can superimpose a face on a body or a stick figure or anything, and make them do embarrassing stuff. So even just having your face on the internet, somebody can cyberbully you to the point where it's really offensive if they wanted to. So I wouldn't enjoy that. But the technology is being suppressed, so it could only be someone with some sophistication and a high-paying job that could actually pull that off. Because the computer editing software that's available just doesn't allow you to do it. So you don't have much to worry about that. There was that poor girl who committed suicide because somebody was trolling her. I forget her name now too. I'm really bad with names. I think her name was Amanda Todd. That's it. This was a few years ago, and I don't know exactly what happened to the guy who was trolling her. I think maybe he went to jail or something like that. I don't know. I thought the whole thing was phony baloney, though. Not that it really didn't happen, but I think the news exaggerated how smart she was and how badly she was being bullied and all that. I think she was just hypersensitive, and he was picking on her like some, I don't know, 40-year-old guy picking on a little girl, which wouldn't be right. I'm pretty sure they identified him, and something's happened to him. I don't know what. I didn't look into it too much. But yeah, getting back to cyberbullying. Yeah, it can be pretty downright offensive. I mean, it would take a lot to offend me. And that's just to offend me. To get me depressed or miserable or suicidal or whatever, that's a whole other field. It's basically impossible to get me to feel like that. I can tolerate anyone calling me anything. But if you call me names, I am going to retort. I am going to call you names too if I know enough about you. And if I don't know enough about you, if I don't know anything about you, then you're just a sniveling coward. As I said, I'm an open book. I'll let anybody know anything about me because I'm not ashamed of anything I've done or said. Anyway, I didn't cover all the points I wanted to about internet police, but I can do that in a later video at some point. It's kind of funny, with all my videos I always go, well, I'll make another one later. And I will, I'll get to it. Not an old man yet, I got lots of time. Anyway, if you watched this video and you liked it, thank you. And you can hit subscribe or not. And I will see you later. Bye.